Good afternoon, viewers and listeners. Welcome, dear parents. So, we are today going to discuss a very important subject, and I would like to inform all of you that this is a generic version and a generic guidance for parents when they're choosing an education opportunity for their wards to go and study in foreign countries or abroad. So this will be a more or less a generic guideline. There will be specifics which I will come to and inform you a bit later. But subsequently, if you have any questions, you can please post the question. I'll try to answer them. So let us move ahead and see first, why should we talk about MBBS abroad? So when we talk about MBBS abroad, we must know certain issues that concern us as parents. The current scenario of medical seats in India, what is the current scenario? Why should we choose MBBS abroad? Who are eligible for going abroad for doing MBBS? How to select a country, a university, and an agency? And what are the criteria for choosing the right agency? So we will try to dwell upon all these issues in today's webinar. I will keep it short and crisp, but I would want all of you to share your questions and doubts. So whatever is possible, I will try to clarify now, or subsequently you can review the webinar a bit later and share your comments. We will respond to those comments. You know, in my time when I was a young student, way back in 1974, we had no opportunities except for certain identified domicile-based medical colleges and some central institutions. But now the scenarios has changed. More than that, the competition has become a bit more competitive and a bit more strict. So when we see every year for the last 3 years, more than 20 lakh students appear for NEET UG examination, that is National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test for undergraduate. Every year, last 3 years we've seen 21, 24, now 22.7 lakhs. They've appeared in NEET UG. There are only 1 lakh, approximately slightly over 1 lakh, about 1,18,000 seats in India. 55% or little over this are in government-owned medical colleges. Remaining are in private medical colleges. We all know that the cost of medical education in private medical colleges is exorbitant. Mostly, if you take a 5-year, 4.5 to 5-year course, we'll find it to be approximately inclusive of everything around 1 CR or above, even more than that, based upon which college you have chosen for a private medical college. Now, if you look at this, in 2025, we have almost 22.7 lakh students who appeared for NEET UG. And by experience, we know around 11.5 lakhs of these students will qualify the examination. There are about 780 medical colleges as on date in India with 1,18,148 seats. This is today's data. The seats in government medical colleges will be approximately around 68,000 and those in private medical colleges will be around 50,000. Now, this is the rough breakup of NEET 2025. I'm not going to talk about NEET cutoff. I'm going to say that 11.5 lakh students will qualify for 1,18,148 seats. So chance of getting a seat in India is approximately 10% amongst qualified candidates. Your cost of qualifying, your chance of qualifying are much lesser, but chance of getting a seat amongst the qualified students is just about 10%. and chance of getting a government medical college around 5.5 to 6% amongst the qualified candidates. So those who may qualify may become eligible for government seats. They are well placed. They have nothing to worry. But those who are not eligible for a government seat and those who do not belong to upper economic strata and who cannot afford private medical colleges, they have something to worry. Why should you dream? We all know everybody wants to become a doctor, and we know that WHO states that there is currently a global shortage of more than 7 million health workers, which could rise to nearly 13 million by 2035. There is a global demand for doctors. Total one MBBS seat for 20 students. We have got one MBBS seat for 20 students in India. What about others who do not get the seats? What do they do? So they have options. They can take a drop. They can appear for NEET next year, but how many times, how often should they appear? Or they can simply change their career options. If not an MBBS qualified doctor, we can go ahead for BHMS, BAMS, we can go for Ayurveda, we can go for many other things. We can go for dental surgery, we can become a physiotherapist, we can go for dietetics, you can go for physiotherapy and pharmacy. So many other alternative career options are available to you. So you can change your career options. As I told you, if you have a dream of becoming a doctor and you're not getting an opportunity in India, should you take a drop, waste one more year under pressure, under peer pressure, under tension, under mental stress, stress from all of us, and especially, the parents must understand this, that every drop makes the child lose certain amount of self-confidence. When the child sees that my peers are already studying in medical schools and I'm here again preparing for NEET, he definitely feels bad. There is mental pressure on the child, much more than what the child had in the first attempt. So you have to think very wisely whether you should allow your child to be subjected to take a drop. Is there any other option apart from taking a drop or changing a career options? So yes, there is an option, and that option is MBBS abroad. Do not try to thwart the child's dream of becoming a doctor. The world needs doctors, as I told you before. And if he dreams to become a doctor, we should support him in that dream. And when we have an option of education abroad, MBBS abroad, why not? We should take it. And many parents choose this option, and many parents have chosen this option, and they are now smiling from year to year because their children have come back as qualified doctors and are practicing somewhere across the globe. Some parents find it difficult to choose this option. This particular webinar is aimed at those parents who want to support their child but have certain doubts about MBBS abroad. So how will you clarify those doubts? This particular webinar is meant for these parents. Before that, we must ensure the eligibility for MBBS abroad. If your child wants to come back to India and practice in India, the child has to be NEET qualified. Not necessarily you have to have the NEET cutoff for government or private medical colleges, but the basic minimum marks percentile for NEET qualification should be there. So child should be NEET qualified. Being NEET qualified is not a passport for going MBBS abroad. It's not even a passport for doing MBBS in India, because you have to be eligible for NEET. You may have qualified NEET, but maybe your class 12 results were not out. So now when your class 12 results are out, you must have few things you must fulfill. Firstly, age as on 31st December 25 should be minimum 17 years. For general category, your aggregate marks in physics, chemistry, biology, or biotechnology should be 50%, and for reserve category, it should be 40%. Whereas for persons with disability in general category, it has to be 45%. You must secure pass marks in English. And above all, there are 5 subjects which you have to qualify in class 12. You should have qualified all 5 subjects. All 5 subjects should have passed in all 5 subjects. Just having fulfilling physics, chemistry, biology, and English is not the only criteria. If you have a fifth subject, that fifth subject has to be passed. Okay, because there are 5 subjects in which it's supposed to pass, and there should be no supplementary in that fifth subject. It could be psychology, it could be mathematics, it could be commerce, it could be anything. In addition to these eligibility criteria, there will be certain eligibility criteria, certain universities which you have to then check out with them. They may have their own upper limit or lower limit of age criteria. In India, there is no upper limit of age, but some foreign universities do have upper age limits. You have to check out with those universities whether they have any upper age limit or not. Now, when you're choosing medical education abroad, believe me, it's not a very easy decision for a parent to send their child to another foreign country for study. It is not an easy decision. I understand that. And that is why I'm trying to streamline the factors that you should take into consideration by choosing MBBS abroad, because it is a viable option. And why I say it is a viable option, because आने वाले दिनों में, in the coming days, there is going to be a national exit test that is called next examination, which is going to be applicable for both Indian graduates as well as foreign medical graduates. They have to appear for the same examination. Currently, the Indian graduates have to appear for an additional examination, which is called foreign medical graduate examination. But in the future time to come, all students, be it Indians or be it foreign medical graduates, they have to appear for a common national exit test. So it really doesn't matter from where you do your medical education, because we will all be compared with a common parameter, that is the national exit test. So that portion, you should just remove it from the back of your mind, that my student has to come and qualify for an additional examination. From 2028 onwards, everybody has to go through that examination. So it is better to be prepared for that examination from day one onwards. Okay. So it is better that you understand this. There is going to be no difference in examination pattern from 2028 onwards, which means if your ward joins this year, they will be at par with the medical students who are studying in Indian universities. Okay, because they'll appear for the same national exit test as them. Now you have a doubt, which country should I choose? Which university should I choose? Which agency should I choose? What will be the accommodation facilities that I'm looking for my ward in the foreign country? What are the missing facilities? Are there any security and safety concerns? How will the health of my child be addressed? And what is the process of getting the visas? You have to do all these other factors which you have to take into consideration while deciding or choosing MBBS abroad for your ward. Let's go one by one. Which country? You must always choose a country which enjoys good, healthy relationship with India. Choosing a country which has animosity towards India, you should never choose. Because no matter what, your child will not be treated fairly in that country. So choose a country which has got good relationship with India, which has time-tested relationship with India. Where there is cross-cultural amalgamation, that means your culture, your religion, your philosophy of life, your values are respected. Where the citizens are friendly, open, and welcoming, and there is no perceived discrimination when you compare the color of the skin or when you compare the races or the nationality. You should have a freedom to practice your own culture. Of course, the country which you choose should be budget friendly in terms of cost of living, in terms of your tuition fees. Secondly, when you choose, you must see whether your ward will be able to adjust to the climate and social environment prevailing in that country. If the social environment is congenial, if the climate is congenial or similar to India, then your child probably will not have much of problem in adjusting to that environment. But children, by and large, adjust until unless they have got certain diseases which get aggravated by getting exposed to the climates prevalent in that country. In that case, you'll have to probably pause and think about it and take medical clearance before you send your ward to that country. Is there an Indian embassy or high commissioner in that country? This is also significantly important because in case of need, in case of necessity, there is somebody who can liaise on your behalf. You can get in touch with them and they can directly connect with the university in case there's a requirement, especially like times of pandemic, there was a requirement. Now, once you have chosen the country, which university, please ensure do not get subjected to frauds. You must ensure that the university is listed in the World Directory of Medical Schools. The World Directory of Medical Schools is prepared by the World Federation of Medical Education, that is WFME, and FAMER, that is Foundation for Advancements in International Medical Education and Research. They combine together and prepare a list of the currently operating medical universities all over the world. So you have to go to World Directory of Medical Schools, click on the search icon, type the name of the university, type the country, click on it, and you will find all details of the university below. The moment the university comes up, click on the university, you'll find when did it start, does it have a website, what is the medium of instruction, how you can contact the university, whether it has been sponsored by EC, FMGE and Medical Council of Canada or not, everything will be given there. So first check out whether it is listed with World Directory of Medical Schools. Secondly, is it compliant with National Medical Commission India's 18 November 2021 Foreign Medical Graduate Licentiate Regulations? Now, earlier on, universities were empaneled by Medical Council of India. So it was not a problem for parents to choose because you have to just simply check whether it is enlisted or empaneled by the Medical Council of India. Now, if it is empaneled, it was easy for you. But National Medical Commission, which replaced the Medical Council of India, has come out with a further licensing regulations updated 18 November 2021. Now you have to check whether it is compliant with those regulations. What are those regulations? The NMC regulations are number 1. Please listen to me very carefully. The NMC regulations are number 1, the minimum duration of course should not be less than 54 months. It can be more, but cannot be less than 54 months, that is 4.5 years. The medium of instruction has to be in English. Number 3, it should be followed by 1 year of internship. The internship should contain all the subjects mentioned in Schedule 1 of this Gazette notification. After that, the ward should be eligible for getting a license to practice in that country. So he should be able to be registered in that country and should get a license to practice in that country. Only then the child can come back and write the FMGE, that is Foreign Medical Graduate Examination, or the National Exit Test. You are not allowed to make transfers in between. The entire course has to be completed in the same university with the same affiliated hospitals with the university. You will not be allowed to change universities in between, because the moment you change universities in between, you will not be eligible for transfer as a transfer candidate to appear for your Foreign Medical Graduate Examination or for your National Exit Test. So be very, very careful and find out clearly whether this particular university is National Medical Commission compliant or not compliant. Third thing to check from the university is what are its other accreditation and affiliations To which all other universities it is affiliated? Is it certified by Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates? That means my child can also go and appear for USMLE. Is it certified by Medical Council of Canada? That means my child can go and appear for Medical Council of Canada qualifying examination and practice in Canada. Is it certified by GMC? That is General Medical Council of UK. So all these things you must check what are its accreditation and affiliations. What is the quality of medical education? Now, this is very difficult to as a parent, but you can always ask, how do you check out what is the quality of medical education? Firstly, try to find out what is the pattern of education, whether they are taught in small groups or they are taught all together, huddled together, whether they have sufficient practicals, whether they have skill labs or not, what are the hospitals to which they are affiliated for clinical experience, is the clinical exposure good? The more the number of hospitals affiliations, the better is the chance of getting a more appropriate and a better clinical experience and exposure. But the main question is not the process, it is the outcome. And what is the outcome of any academic is the pass marks in the FMGE for the time being, foreign medical graduate examination. So what is the pass percentage? First attempt pass percentage in foreign medical graduate examination. The higher the pass percentage, the better is the university and more are the chances that your child will come back and qualify the examination in first attempt. Then how many Indian students are currently studying there? So that is also important to find out. What is the number of Indian students studying there? If there is a lot of number of Indian students studying there, that means that university is safe for your child. The child will have enough company and child will grow and develop and not miss his home. So it is very important for you to understand what are the number of students who are studying there in that university. Is the university budget friendly or are there any hidden costs? So you have to clarify. Does it meet the requirements of my financial planning or not? And future, are there any additional expenses that I have to incur apart from what the university is charging? So you have to determine all this to choose a university. Then does the university promote participation in sports, in extracurricular activities and cultural activities? Are they allowed to celebrate their functions like Diwali? Are they allowed to play sports? All those things must be taken into consideration. That is, does the university focus on holistic development? He'll become a good doctor, but will he become a good human being? Will he be physically fit? All those aspects also can be taken care of. So if you ask these questions, then you have to choose the right university. Next question comes, which agency? Now, which agency? They are, fly-by-night operators who will come and probably take money from you and disappear after that. They may not appear in the scene till the next season. So you have to be very, very careful in choosing the consultancy or the organization or the agency which will support your efforts in sending your child abroad to the right university. It will help you in choosing the right university. It will help you in choosing the right country. So to find out whether that agency is good or not for you, you must know how many years of experience and how many years of operations has that agency in India. The longer, the older the company, the better it is for you to choose that company because that company is here to stay. You can always catch them. How many employees are there? More number of employees. Obviously, that company is not going to be fly-by-night company because they have got so many employees. They are present 24 into 7, 365 days in a year. Who can be contacted? Do they have a pan-India presence? Do they have branches in most of the states of this country or not? So that you can contact them in the nearest branch which is closest to your state, your city. What are the number of passed out students? How many students have passed out through this agency? What are they doing currently? Where are they practicing? What are the number of students who are currently studying? So you can also know what are the number of students sent by this particular agency to the foreign medical education, excuse me, to the foreign medical education institutions abroad. Do they facilitate coaching for FMGE, that is Foreign Medical Graduate Examination and National Exit Test? Do they facilitate? Do they give coaching? Do they have coordinators in the university to handhold, to whom the parents can liaise with whom the students can go and share their daily problems, who will help them with documentation, who will help them in their visa, who will help them in their academic progress? Can the agency provide student references with whom you can have a connect and the students can tell you the factual position of that university? Does the agency support provisioning of hostel and messing facilities? Does the agency facilitate visa and passport processing? So do they help you in getting your visas, getting the passports? Does the agency provide support in getting financial or getting your financial loans approved or helping you with the documentation for getting loans sanctioned? Does the agency facilitate students booking to and from the country to which you are planning to send your wards? Do they provide feedback on student progress? Can the agency be easily approached in times of necessity? So is it approachable? That's where we say the more number of branches, more number of employees, easily approachable. What is the processing fees that are being charged and what all does it include? And does the agency have good connections with the Indian embassy or the High Commissioner in that country? So all these factors, if you take into consideration, you need to find out which is the correct agency for you to help you to choose that agency to send your student abroad and facilitate you in choosing the university which is ideal for your budget and ideal for your board. Now, next come to accommodation. These questions you must ask. What type of accommodation is available? Is it single seater? Is it double seater? Is it dormitory fashion? Is it what type of how far it is from the university? What are the modes of transportation available? Are some facilities available for transporting the student from the hostel to the university and back? Do they have separate arrangements for girls or do they have a separate hostel accommodation for girl students? What are the security arrangements in the hostel? Are the children safe there? What is the availability of cooling or whatever heating or cooling arrangements in the hostel based upon the temperature of that country? Is there arrangement for hot and cold water? Is there arrangement for drinking water? Are they a responsible person to take care of the students in the hostel? So all these factors have to be taken into consideration. Then, is messing facility available? If so, is Indian food provided? What is the menu of the Indian food? What are the mess timings? Is there availability of self-cooking facilities in case the student wants to cook himself or herself? Then, of course, most important, which every parent has security and safety concerns. Are there any safety concerns? Let me tell you, whether you go to a city in India from away from your parent city or you go to another country, there will be safety concerns. There will be a different varieties of safety concerns. Okay, some people will rob you, some people will, eaves tease you. They will do many other things. So every country has some safety concern or the other. What are the primary concerns of that country and how are they being addressed? What are the safety concerns of the hostel? How they are being addressed? What are the safety mechanisms in the hostel and the university? And do they conduct safety mock drills? In case of a major episode like fire, earthquake, do they know, students know how to keep themselves safe? So do they conduct safety mock drills? All these should be a part of your questionnaire when you're trying to find out which university and which country you should choose to send your students to. Now, health issues. Other important thing which parents must always ask, what are the healthcare facilities available for the students? If there is some doctor who comes to visit them, or they can be carried to nearby hospitals. How are routine health services provided? Do they have a medical checkup? Do they have annual medical checkups? What is the health insurance availability and what is the type of coverage that health insurance covers? Who will keep the parents informed in case there are some area health concerns with their ward or some emergency that happens. And secondly, the students are likely to go into, a lot of their medical studies are a pressure in themselves. There's a lot of stress during medical studies, during, uh, when the students have to study day and night to pass the examination. Believe me, medical studies are not easy. They are tough. So people can go under stress. So how those mental health issues are being addressed? Is there some psychologist available who will be able to address the psychological well-being and the mental health being of my ward? Then visa processing and availability. Is visa readily available? Obviously, if you want to go to USA, there is so much of a problem in getting the visa. But some countries give visa readily. Some countries do not give visas readily. What type of visa will be issued? What is the process for renewal of the visa and the stay visa? Will the agency support or who will support the student in getting the visa renewed? What is the cost of such renewals? If parents and relatives or siblings they want to go to that country to spend some time with their ward and see how their wards are doing, then will that visa be made available to them and how? So these questions should be asked to you, to the agency to whom through whom you want to send your wards to study medical education abroad. So if you have this ready set checklist, I'm sure you'll be able to hone on to the right agency and hone on to the right university. Finally, I would like to say a word for parents. Don't keep doubts because we are not living in an ideal environment. Let me be very frank with you. Our environments are not ideal. Our environments are less than ideal. So we cannot expect 100% of what you expect from a particular university or a country. You can't get it in India, so you can't expect it there also. So please allow your children to grow and to fly. Yes, do check on their on regularly on their mental well-being, but do not over control them. Keep your communication channels open with them. You'll be probably the first person to find out if there is something wrong. So you can quickly call on the particular agency or the university or the High Commissioner or the Indian Embassy to say that you wish to have an update on your child. But please allow your child to grow and adjust and adapt to newer environments. They will come back as a holistically developed personality, more confident, more competent, more compassionate than before. Remember that medical education abroad is a very viable option today. As I told you earlier, it was not an option in my time. But today, it is a very viable option. Do not waste your children's years. Do not subject them to undue pressure of repeating NEET year after year. If you do not get a government seat, if you do not get a budget-friendly university today here, you can choose something outside. Even if your child is NEET not qualified, please understand a few things which I want to tell you here. You have options, but remember those options that you cannot come back and practice in India unless you get an American board certified degree in USA by doing through USMLE or from Canada or from UK or from Australia or from New Zealand. In these 5 countries, you can still appear without being NEET qualified, but you have to do your residency there. You have to get a postgraduate certification from there. Only then you can come back. You might go to any country, do your primary medical qualification, but you must have your residency or your board certified degrees from these countries to come back and practice in India. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to come back and practice in it. Okay. So you can have, there is an option for non-NEET qualified students also. So medical education abroad is very much a viable option. Please do not close your eyes towards this option. That is my advice. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them. Thank you and Jai Hind. I will stop sharing and wait for any question answers that I may have from all of you. Okay. I don't think we have any question. That means the only two things, either you have not heard me or you have not understood me, or else you have understood everything. However, if you have still question and answers, you can, give your comments a bit later. And otherwise, you can always contact us and we shall be glad to answer. I'm the Vice Chancellor of Lincoln American University right now. So I have not said anything about my university, but this university is a very much viable option which fulfills all the criteria that I have listed for you. In case you have questions, you can please write an info@lumed.net, or you can call us on a toll-free number 1800-843-9595. Okay, I repeat, you can call us at our toll-free number 1800-843-9595. Yeah. There is one question. I am a licensed medical lab scientist. I am from Nigeria. I want to study medicine university. When will your next session start and what are the scholarship terms? Okay, Chinyare. Chinyare, okay, I will just let you know. See, uh, for you, the session is going to start in the month, already starting in the month of May. One session is starting, so you can join us by latest by June end. Then you'll be admitted in the May session. Otherwise, the September session will be available to you, and the next session is January of 2026. So this year you have got both May and September sessions open for you. Scholarship terms. Okay, you'll have to send your application as I had given you the our email ID info@lumet.net. You can please send your call through that, or if you can put your telephone number down here, I'll ask somebody to connect with you. We will tell you the scholarship terms. There's an academic scholarship, and there is those who have got some economic hardships. There's a scholarship for them. So based upon what type of scholarship you are seeking, that scholarship application will take from you. We'll put up to the finance committee and the academic committee. And based upon that, within 5 days of your applying, you will get an outcome as to what scholarship is applicable. Okay, I think I have answered your question. You're most welcome. You will find there are a lot of Nigerian students studying in our university. Some of them are appearing for PLAB now, and some have already qualified and they are practicing in the Caribbean region. So you will get references also from those students. Okay, then if there are no further questions, I will request that you can post questions at info@lumet.net or at a toll-free number 1800-843-9595. Thank you all very much for your patient hearing. God bless you all. And I am sure all the parents will now look into these guidelines before selecting a university and a country for their wards. Please rest assured that if you follow these guidelines, you will not make an error, neither of omission nor of